Everywhere we go, we are your church.
Hello, welcome to Home Church Resource. This is David. In this video, I am going to give you a tour of See the News. So let's get right to it. If you head over to the launch button and hit See the News, that'll take you over to the See the News page. Okay, here we are. Now you are at the See the News section of the website. And the first thing I want to point out to you is that this thing that's flashing in the middle is the featured stories that we have on the site, and that obviously is going to change depending on when you're here. Those will be stories that I've picked that I think that you would be interested in reading about. As you go down, you will see other stories that are on the site. In this section here, you will see a U.S. national debt. That's a button that I leave there all the time for those of you that are interested in seeing what's going on with that. And then there's these three sections here. The site is basically broken into categories. They're all different posts, and up here you can see some of the different categories that are there now, and those will change over time. But the three categories that will never go away are the three different types of stories, or the three types of posts that we'll have on the site. One is Truth on the Street, and Truth on the Street is a site, or is a post where I actually go out on the street and interview people. Let me give you a sample of that. Okay, here's a sample of Truth on the Street.
Do we live in a live now, pay later culture?
I'm out on the street interviewing people about a particular subject. This subject is called Live Now, Pay Later. This was an article that was on the internet that I had found, where it was talking about how people in society right now are living now and borrowing now and not having to think about it. And so the question I'm asking is, are we living in a live now, pay later society? So that's an example of Truth on the Street. Next, let me give you an example of See Between the Frames.
Congressman Joseph.
See Between the Frames is going to look similar to a Truth on the Street page, because it is, of course, going to include video. That's where the concept of See Between the Frames comes. And I will take a video from a subject that's in the news. This one happens to be about Sestak, who is a congressman. There was a to-do about the possibility of him being offered a job by the White House, which is illegal, and I won't get into it here, but you could go find that if you'd like on the site. And so in the See Between the Frames sections, you will have a video, and then we'll do some commentary about that particular video in the See Between the Frames section. And the last category that we have is Read Between the Lines. Read Between the Lines is pretty self-explanatory. In these posts, it'll be, of course, once again, about a particular news topic, but it will reference an article. And in this case, you can see here it says read the article by clicking here. There will always be a little button for you to click and read the article, and if you were to click that button, it would take you to the article. And then we talk about the article and commentary and analyzing and things like that. In addition to those three categories, you will also find on the site that we have some feeds for some major news organizations. The one on the far right here is the Drudge Report. Some of you may be familiar with that. And we have a feed that updates the different stories that are happening on Drudge Report, so you can find those here. This most popular stories comes from Yahoo, and it's from their most popular stories section, in the sense that it's not just every story that they release, but it's the stories that people seem to be most interested in, so you'll find that there. And then, of course, over on the left-hand side of the site, this is all the recent posts, so you can see the recent posts that have been posted on the site. Next, I want to point out a button on the site here that's pretty obvious. It's over here on the right-hand side. It's the About button. Before you get into See the News too much, I encourage you to go over there and click that, because that will just give a brief description about See the News and why it's here, why it's on the site, and what you will find on the site. And I think it's important that you read this in order to understand where we're trying to go with See the News. Okay, and lastly, what I want to point out here in the See the News section is at the end of every post, you will find a section that says "Now for the Truth," and that will be at the end of every one. And I want to say clearly right now that I don't claim to be the arbiter of truth, nor will anybody who's posting on the site claim to be that. But the purpose of this section here is that, or this close, if you will, in every single post, is that we are pursuing truth and we want to find the truth. And so often in news, they try to show both sides of the story, and in most cases they don't. They're usually biased one way or the other. But nobody goes as far as to try to find truth or say what truth is. And that's what's going to make this site very unique, is that we are not going to shy away from saying what we believe is truth. And we encourage you to be a part of us finding the truth. And the way that you can do that is down below every post. There's, of course, the leave a reply section, and all you simply do is click the box there and leave your reply and say submit comment, and you can comment anything you want about the story. You can comment about the Now for the Truth section or whatever you like. And just one other last thing I want to point out. The main reason that we have See the News here is we want it to be an opportunity for you to be able to share with others, or share with others what is going on in the news, and be able to bring them to a site which ultimately will share the home church resource and the home church components, home church connect components of the site. And the way that you can do that is down here. You will find this also in other components of the site, but there's a couple ways. One is this button here is going to be at the end of every post that says home church resource. If somebody were to click that, it would take them to the home church resource page. But the other one is this button right here, which is a very useful button. And this is the share button. What you can do with this is you can click that button and you can click Facebook, Twitter, WordPress, and some other things, and you can share using those sites. Another way is you can share via email. If you were to click the share via email button, you can do it via Yahoo Mail, Google, any email here, or if you want to use your email program, just simply click this button right here and it'll open up an opportunity for you to send an email to somebody, and the link to this particular post that you are in right now will be in it. And so that'll give you an opportunity to share things from See the News with others. Well, that's it. I know that was kind of a quick whirlwind tour of See the News, and I hope it gives you an idea of how to look around and get to things. And I hope you enjoy See the News, and I hope that you will take the opportunity and take the time to participate in See the News by leaving comments. Take care.
Your people. Everywhere we go, we are your church.